Welcome to the Community Difference Frisco. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. Hosted by Brian Poduska. And sponsored by Real Property Management Focus. Certainty Home Lending. Donovan Creative Agency. Bethany Rowan with Rowan Homes. The Frisco Fighters Arena Football Team. Total Care. PBJ Mortgage. And by Team Watson Redeemers.
The Community Difference Frisco was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Frisco starts now.
What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. You are watching the Community Difference Frisco, episode number 24. We have an awesome show for you today. We've got some great guests. We've got the top business topic of the month, and that is leveraging social media for service media, which is the topic of the month. Again, if you haven't seen the show before, what we are is a community-based podcast live stream radio show, which basically puts a spotlight on local business leaders, politicians, Frisco ISD leadership, sports leadership, and nonprofit leadership. So those are the 5 pillars of folks that we have on the show as guests. We have new guests every week. We have rotating co-hosts every week. So our co-host this week, we've got the head coach of the Frisco Fighters, Coach Andre Coles, and we have Chance Post. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Doing well.
Awesome.
Good. How are you today?
Doing great. Other than trying to dodge some raindrops, I'm doing great. Hey, great to have you guys on again. Always awesome to see you guys. Looking forward to having our guests on today, especially given the topic and knowing some of their backstories. So really excited about that. Real quick, why don't you guys tell the audience who you are, remind them, since they probably already know you if they've seen the show, but remind them who you are. And then what I'd like you to do is bring on your guests, introduce your guests. So Coach Coles, I'll start with you since you're on the top here with me on the screen.
Hey, how are you guys? My name is Andre Coles. I'm the head coach of the Frisco Fighters indoor football team right here in Frisco, Texas.
Hi, I am Chance Post. I'm the director of marketing for Total Care Emergency Room, Preston and Lebanon in Frisco.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And Coach, why don't you go ahead and introduce your guest and let's bring her in.
Today, I have Trevor Lyons, who is in charge of all things social media with the Frisco Fighters.
I'm Trevor. I'm the marketing coordinator for the Frisco Fighters and the Comerica Center in Frisco as well.
All right, Trevor. Thanks for being on. I realized I said bring her in, and I meant bring him in.
It used to be ladies first.
Well, exactly. That's what I had in my head. So, hey, guys, the other thing, if you haven't seen the show, we are a live show, right? So what you see is what you get. I screw up, and we laugh about it. So just hopefully it's not usually too bad. Let's let Chance bring in his guest and bring her in.
I'm going to turn out this way. So let's bring in Regina. I'm not going to butcher her last name.
Bumagny.
Oh, you got to say that again.
Yeah.
Bumagny.
Bumagny.
That's right. An awesome name. Regina's an awesome networker. I met her through Lisa Gowett, who works for me, who's also an awesome networker. So she put us in touch. So I'm so happy to have her on the show. Welcome, Regina.
Well, thank you so much, Chance, for this opportunity to be in the show with you guys. And I don't mind being the second one this time.
Well, when we ask questions, we'll make sure we prioritize the ladies first. But thanks for joining us today, Regina. Look forward to hearing more about your business and, more importantly, your story, because I had a chance to read your bio, and it's certainly very intriguing. So we will get to that a little bit later in the show. Once again, guys, if you haven't seen the show, it's just exactly what we're doing here. We're networking live on a podcast, live stream radio show. You can find us in multiple different ways. So with that, though, we do have sponsors that help keep us going. So we're going to take a real quick commercial break. And then on the backside, we've got a segment called What's Up Frisco, where we're going to talk about what's going on in the Fairburg of Frisco. So Lennon, go ahead, take it away.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus. Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending. Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers. Ethan Donovan with Donovan Creative Agency. Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. Chance Post with Total Care ER and Total Care Networking. Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, head coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena football team. And by Bethany Rowan, Realtor with Rowan Homes. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up Frisco?
All right, welcome back. This is our What's Up Frisco show. This is where we talk about the things that you may not know about going on in Frisco. What's up, Debbie? Thanks for watching, Debbie. That is one of our co-hosts, Debbie Watson. If you were watching last week, she was on last week. So, Debbie, thank you for watching. And now we're talking about What's Up Frisco. So, Coach Coles, I'm going to let you go first since the Frisco Fighters are not in town this week, but you guys are playing. And I've got a little swag,
Yeah, there you go.
At the football. So, tell us what's going on with the Fighters, my man.
So we have a really big game for first place this week up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You guys can check that out on YouTube. The game is at 3 p.m. We'd love your support. We'd love for you guys to tune in. And, our fans and our players after the game do go on and read the comments, and they're very engaged. So we love when we have our fans and new fans hop in and watch our games on YouTube. And then, of course, we are back home on June 1st for Margaritaville night against the Mass Pirates. And we'll have some special jerseys for that night and some special promos. So it'll be super exciting. And we look forward to having you guys all back in Frisco on June 1st.
Awesome. Look forward to getting back out there myself. It's always a good time to get out there at the game. And like I showed you, I've got the football. You can get one of these if they fly up in the crowd. You can take it home with you. So get on out there. What's up, Ethan? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Good to see you. Another one of our co-hosts, Ethan Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you looking in. Appreciate you. All right, Chance, do you have anything for What's Up Frisco?
No, I mean, I was thought there'd be some fun stuff with the CMA this week, but I was trying to sponsor an event, but it did not work out. So I don't have anything for this week.
Well, just because you didn't sponsor doesn't mean it's not happening. I know that's hard to believe. But yeah, so there is that event going on. I think you were talking about earlier, the event going on over at Topgolf tonight.
I heard they released more tickets. I think it's like $300 a ticket.
I was going to say, I think tickets are rather pricey. But hey, the ACM awards only come to Frisco once a year. So yeah. I don't know how long that contract is, but get out there and see it. The award, well, the actual awards are tonight. So I think that show might have been already passed. But anyway, I do have a few things. These may not be in chronological order because we have quite a few of our members in the Community Difference Frisco Facebook group that submit some events. So I'm going to talk through some of these. So bear with me. The Frisco Fast Pack. So if you know what the Fast Packs organization is, they're a great organization here in Frisco. They've got a fundraiser that they're running in conjunction with the Frisco Rough Riders. Any tickets bought for the game on May 23rd, a portion of those proceeds for the ticket sales will go to support Frisco Fast Packs. So again, that is May 23rd. What I'm going to do is during the commercial break, I'm going to drop in the link Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Lyndon. Man, we got stuff going on the fly here. You are an awesome producer back there. So there is the link right there on screen. We'll also drop it in the comments. So if you're on a device, you can just click on it and purchase those tickets. Once again, it's benefiting the Frisco Fast Packs. Our guest that we had on last week, Chantel Bush, she has a company called Believers in Business. They are running a social. That would be on Monday, June 24th. So you got a little bit of time to plan for this, but it's a social. It's called a Black and White Jazz Party. So the idea is to meet people. You're wearing black and white. It's out at Profound Foods in Fairview, Texas. And that, again, is Monday night, June 24th, 6 to 8 p.m. Networking event, Believers in Business, social, Black and White Jazz Party. So kind of a cool spin on a networking event. Also, Little Hearts of Hope, another great organization. We've had several events that they've run, highlighted on the show here in the past. Little Hearts of Hope is offering a summer arts camp. So that is for grades 1 through 5. They've got 2 different sessions, one June 10th through the 14th, one July 8th through the 12th. So if you're looking for something to do for your young kiddos, again, grades 1 through 5, I think it's only $200. It is located in Plano, so 1700 Alma Drive, Suite 410 in Plano. If you want to register or find out more information about that event or that camp, I should say, go to www.littleheartsofhope.org, and then keep your kiddos busy for a couple weeks. That's what I got for this week. Guests, do you guys have anything that you want to highlight?
No, I don't have anything at this time. All I can offer is I have a seller's guide. If owners want to sell their homes, there are some steps to maximize your the proceeds of your sale. So if anyone is interested, just send me an email and I will send it to them.
Okay, very good. Well, since you're not selling in the market 2 years ago, everybody needs those tips of how to maximize the profits on their sale, because it was real easy 2 years ago, but not so much in today's market. All right. Well, that will put a bow on the What's Up Frisco segment. Check out those events, check out those fundraisers, visit those camps, support local businesses and events, because these aren't the ones that you're going to just find on Google as you're coming to Frisco and figuring out, okay, yeah, ACM Awards, everybody knows about that, but these are the the events supporting local businesses. So check them out. All right, with that, guys, what we're going to do is shift our focus to our guests. So this is the time where we get to learn more about you. More importantly, our audience gets to learn more about you. And that is the benefit of the show, right? Is sharing our story so people get to know you, right? Regina, you're a realtor, one of probably 20 in most people's Rolodex or in their phone, right? In their contacts folder. So we want to know you, right? The audience wants to know what makes you different from everybody else, and your story will do that. So with that, obviously we can tell you have an accent, which is I knew that, or I figured that would be the case coming in after having read your bio. So tell us about where you're from, how you got here, because I think it's going to be a pretty cool story.
Okay. So I don't like my accent.
We do. I do.
This accent is a mix of Brazilian accent and Asian. So I was born and raised in São Paulo, Brazil. My parents are from Indonesia. And I moved to America 27 years ago because of my husband's job. So we have 2 children. They are grown-ups. They live currently in the same state, but our youngest daughter will be moving to Washington State in a few months. So we have to enjoy them while they're here, all in the same state. I've been in real estate for 10 years. I speak several languages. I speak 5 languages. So my accent comes from all this.
So you can't pinpoint the accent because you got 5 different languages. All right. So what 5 languages do you speak?
I speak so mainly Portuguese. That's my mother language. Portuguese is very close to Spanish, so I can speak Spanish. I speak Dutch. I speak Indonesian, and Indonesia was a Dutch colony, and English.
Okay. Well, that you'll have to teach us a few one-liners of Indonesian because I could probably figure out Portuguese because I'm semi-fluent in Spanish, but yeah. So Indonesia, I have no clue. So we're gonna have to tell us some swear words in Indonesian.
Oh, yeah. Those are usually the first words that we will learn, right?
Right. Exactly. And sometimes the only words we need, right?
Yeah. Well,
That and baño or bathroom.
yeah, I love languages, and being in the real estate also gives me the opportunity to meet people from several backgrounds and utilize the languages that I speak.
Well, that's fantastic. So do you have, are you able to take advantages of those multiple languages with your clients? And
Yes.
is that kind of a funnel for you to your business?
Yeah, I think so. I think so because people do business with people that they know and they like. So when the clients can relate to you, it's such a easier, it's an easier process. And there's so many people from different backgrounds here in the Dallas Metroplex.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. This is kind of a melting pot of people from all over the world and then all over the country, and that's certainly the case. I mean, I remember we moved here 12 years ago, and when we moved in the neighborhood that we're in, the street of probably 20 homes or whatever, there's I think 3 or 4 of them that were native from Dallas, right? Everybody else is from other parts of the country.
Right.
I don't think I have anybody international on my street, so that's kind of cool. But so all right, so you said you've been doing real estate for 10 years, right?
Correct.
What inspired you to get into real estate?
Helping people to move forward to their next chapter. So either it's a young couple that just got married and then they want to purchase a home, or it's a family, it's a growing family and they need a larger home, or couples where the kids are married or they went to college, so they want to downsize. These are also my clients that I help them move forward to their next chapter in their lives.
Love that. Well, and certainly that's the purchase of a home is one of the biggest things people do in their lives.
Yeah.
So to have that trust is certainly an important thing. Well, that's fantastic. So what I'll say is if anybody who is a native Indonesian, Dutch, Portuguese, Spanish, or English speaker, look to Regina to help you out, right? Probably one of the few people that can claim that on their resume in the realtor business. So that's pretty darn impressive. Well, thank you for sharing a bit about your background, Regina. We will come back to some of that stuff a little bit later in the show. What I do want to do is give Trevor a bit of time to talk about his background and how he landed at the Fighters. Andre, do you want to take it from here and just let Trevor tell his story? And Trevor, you're on mute, just so you know.
Yeah, Trevor, go ahead. So Trevor has been with us with the Fighters and being a new team to Frisco. One of the more important things for us when we were looking at some gaps that we had to fill was social media and finding the right person to get our brand out there in the market and get more creative and somebody that was in tune with the trends and how to really grow our brand digitally. And Trevor's been a godsend for us. So it's been about a year now and we've had some incredible growth and it's all thanks to Trevor. So I'll let him tell a story and go from there.
I appreciate that. And I just wanted to say that it's really cool that you can apply those languages and stuff because I come from a background of soccer and a lot of fans in soccer are all Spanish speaking fans. So like with my background, I came from Lubbock. We brought a professional soccer team to Lubbock from the ground up, built it from the ground up, brand new, had to build a fan base, had to build fans, everything basically. And one of the biggest things that I had to learn was to learn how to speak Spanish, which I'm terrible. Like he said with Baño, that's like really the only thing that I know how to say. So I had to learn how to effectively put Spanish on social media. So, when I would be posting, I'd be posting it in English, but I would also be posting it in Spanish. So I can definitely see how effective that is, not only in life, but also on social media as well. So I thought that was really cool that you got to share that with us. But a little bit about me. I went to college when I went from high school to college. I was never good at school. Never. I was terrible at math, terrible at English, terrible at basically everything. And I remember I was sitting in class one day and I was like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? And it came to me when I started doing social media for myself. I started an app called TikTok. A lot of people are familiar with it. I started TikTok when it first started. So right when the app touched the app store, I downloaded it, posted a video. That video went viral overnight. So
damn, we got a superstar viral TikToker on our show today.
I don't like to bring it up because it's in the past and
it's never in the past, man. That's awesome.
But so I started realizing I was like, I can really make a living from this, and that's when social media really came to play. So I started learning how to effectively do trends and apply them to myself. A lot of people will do a video and they'll post it, and people will look at that video and be like, that's a cool idea. How can I apply that to myself? So I started learning how to do that within myself. So I was never a dancer. I was never the comedian. I was more of just kind of like watch what people do and kind of recreate it in my own sense. So I did TikTok for about 1.5 years. I actually moved to LA for it. I had an opportunity to be into acting and all that kind of stuff, and COVID hit. So COVID shut down the country. No meeting up, no collabing, no nothing. So you really had to learn how to do social media in your house. So I just sat there on the computer every day, going on TikTok, going on YouTube, finding ways that I can really grow my platform. And I started finding the love for social media. I didn't really like it doing it for myself, but I knew that I could do it for other teams or other people. And so I moved back home. And then my buddy actually reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm moving to Lubbock. And I was talking about Lubbock earlier. If you've never been to Lubbock, wouldn't really recommend it. Lubbock is a very dusty.
No offense to those in Lubbock.
Yes, I am a Red Raider, so wreck them. I do like the Raiders, but I will say being in Lubbock it's tough. It really is. And so I moved there and I kind of just had to realize, okay, how can I make a name for myself without a degree? I still don't have a degree to this day, but I believe that, you can sell yourself by doing things, you're talented at. So I got this job with the Lubbock Matadors. They're a soccer team in Lubbock, and I kind of just worked my way up as an intern, worked my way up to a manager, and then wanted to get out of Lubbock and come back here. So I reached out to the Fighters. They were looking for a social media person, and everything kind of worked out the way that it did. So
That's awesome.
Well, that's a cool story. I didn't realize that we had a celebrity in our midst here, but that's pretty awesome. Let me ask you this, Trevor. What kind of steered you to sports? Because with social media, you can take it in a bunch of different directions. What steered you to sports?
Well, I've always loved sports. Sports have been in my life since, the day that I could pick up a football. Football has always been my passion. And that's why I went, yeah, exactly. So I never really was a big fan of soccer, but honestly, like when you get put in a scenario, especially in sports, I love to sit there and learn. Like when I first got hired here with the Dallas Stars, I knew nothing about hockey at all. So the Dallas Stars actually operate the Frisco Fighters. So I'm under the wing of the Dallas Stars. But when it comes to that, I do help out with the Stars occasionally. So when I first got hired, I knew nothing about hockey. And so I remember I sat there and played a video game called NHL for like 4 hours straight, learning players, how offsides, all that kind of stuff. So, really being in sports is so much fun because even if you don't know the sport, it's so much fun to learn, and really get into it. So when I got approached for the Fighters, it was so easy because I grew up watching football. Now, arena football is a little different. There's a lot of different rules and kind of stuff like that. So I had to learn that. But I definitely love being in football at the most.
Well, that's awesome. I still remember the Stars. You wouldn't have been on board at the time, but the Stars had a pretty cool thing, and I'm sure they still do it. But a couple of years ago, it was, I think, a QR code that they flashed somewhere that take a selfie of yourself. And so my daughter and I did it when we were at a playoff game. And then at one of the intermission periods, they just flash up the pictures that, it's almost like you're scrolling through and all the pictures pop up. Well, my daughter and I made the scoreboard at one of the games, and now we were one of probably 1,000 people, but it was just cool to see. And of course, she's 18 years old, so she was all fired up. She's like, "Oh, this is super cool." So it was a social media, generating event, but it was also live right there in the stadium, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, if the fighters are doing something like that, or if not, there's a little nugget for you to think about. So that's awesome, man. You fit in well with our crew because we're all sports nerds here. We actually used to have a sports dedicated show where all we did was talk sports. So yeah, we go way back in that arena. So I can see how, taking social media, it's a nice little bend to put it on sports. Lots of opportunity there as well. Well, that's awesome, guys. Anything else you guys want to know about Trevor? I don't want to.
Well, I'll hop in. Trevor's not giving himself enough credit. So when he started, our account, I think, was at less than 4,000 or 5,000 followers, and he's got us up to over 14,000 now. So he really knows what he's doing, and the efforts that he's made with our team. I mean, the results are in the followers themselves. So he does a great job.
Yeah, I would say it's awesome that when you can take something you love and turn it, you kind of made your own job, kind of twisted it around. I think that is, that's pretty inspiring, actually, to see that you took something you weren't worried about being held back by anything with college or whatever. You went after what you were doing. And I actually, the guy that we hired that did our creative and our social media, same thing. He just got into what he loved doing, and he was working on the internet, working in SEO, social media, and real young guy, same kind of like you, built a huge company. And it was all just about being in the business because it's changing so fast that I'm sure you know that all the logarithms, everything you do on TikTok changes weekly, probably daily. So you have to stay on top of all that to be relevant.
Yeah, I will say the scrolling of social media in the morning always helps. Finding trends is very easy when you're on your phone 24/7. So it's a blessing and a curse. I would like to get off my phone, and then I try to look for my next video, and next thing you know, I'm on there for 3 hours. So it's hard to do sometimes. I like to separate my phone and kind of get off of it as much as I can, but at the same time, I really want to, learn as much as I can. So,
well, it's good to know that somebody who does it for a living also falls into that black hole of doom scrolling. So, I mean, not that I'm glad you do it, Trevor, but it makes all of us feel better too. I did want to touch on the point that Coach Coles made, because he did give me that little tidbit earlier when he was telling me about you before we met. First of all, congratulations on the astronomical increase in followers for the fighters. It kind of sparked something in my mind, right? That you're on display, like everybody can see how many followers your page has. So, metrics and how people are measured and doing their job, yours is kind of out there for everybody to see. So it's instant gratification, or it's instant like, okay, shoot, I got to get my shit together here. So I just something that I had never even really thought about from a social media standpoint. So good thing you're kicking ass, Trevor. That's awesome. All right. Well, hey guys, I appreciate you guys sharing a little bit of background. It's always good to know who we're talking to, and more importantly, get your stories out to our listeners and our audience. So thank you for sharing that. I mentioned earlier we talk about a business topic of the month, and that topic is leveraging social media for service media. So we are going to talk about that in more depth on the backside of this commercial break, which we have coming up right now. So stay tuned for more of that. In the meantime, let's give some love to our sponsors. Go ahead and hit the commercial break, Lennon.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Are you searching for fast, reliable, and affordable heating and air solutions in the Wiley, Sac C, Murphy, Garland, Rowlett, Lavon, Richardson, Plano, and Allen areas of Texas? Then look no further than Martin Heating and Air LLC. With over 15 years of experience, our team is dedicated to providing top-notch service tailored to your specific needs. Don't let a broken HVAC unit ruin your comfort. Call us today at 469-380-9864 or visit our website to schedule an appointment. Martin Heating and Air LLC, your trusted partner for all your heating and air conditioning needs.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jackie Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 877-968-4853 or email at jackie.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Forgive me, I'm just putting out there in the Facebook comments the link to the Frisco Fast Packs fundraiser at the Rough Riders game on May 23rd. So that'll be up there here in a second. That's what we do here. We multitask. We have day jobs. We're showing up on podcasts. We're just trying to do as much as we can, and we cram in as much as we can here in an hour and 15 minutes to share with you guys. So with that, one of the things that we do on a weekly basis is talk about a business topic of the month. The month of May is here, and our business topic is leveraging social media to be service media, right? Which is a pretty cool concept. And, normally I'd say ladies first on this one, but since we have a social media expert in the house and a celebrity in the house, Trevor, I'm going to ask you the question first. But I do want to get everybody's opinion on this question because it could have multiple different meanings. And there is obviously no wrong answer on this one. But when I say service media, what does that mean to you specifically?
Well, I mean, in social media, I feel like really service media, I feel like applies to everything in social media. I think with social media, there's a lot of different platforms to really get your brand and your awareness out on. And, when it comes down to it, I feel like I'm a big Instagram person. I really love Instagram. I think Instagram is a platform that has expanded over the years. I think with Reels taking over, kind of like TikTok, now you have the ability to not only perform in just pictures, but you can also perform in video as well. So really, I mean, kind of finding a platform is the best place to start. I think like I said, with Instagram, that's the one place that I really started in growing on and realized that you can build a brand on that. And so, when I started with Instagram, with the fighters, we had, like Dre said, like 6,000 followers. And I said, okay, how can I really capitalize and show our brand to different people and get our brand, our name, and everything there? And so I kind of researched what other teams have done. I think that's another thing. And I said that kind of earlier to one of my friends, is like, ultimately looking at other people and kind of finding what they're doing right and then doing it for yourself isn't necessarily the worst thing. I look at ideas all the time and I'm like, that's a great idea. How can we make it our own? So I think that has really kind of shown me, how to really get social media out there. So that's kind of the way that I kind of view it as.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, looking at it as a learning opportunity and a lift and a shift in your own sort of way. You mentioned you don't have a degree, which you don't need, and you're kind of learning as you go and building that knowledge on the daily, which is pretty awesome. And then obviously helping out the Frisco Fighters and Dallas Stars and all that as you go. So I like that perspective. That's awesome. All right. Well, Regina, how about yourself? How would you define service media?
Well, you use those platforms to create your brand and give to the audience an idea of what you do and for them to know you as well. So I work in I have several platforms, but the one that I like the most, and I just started actually, is the YouTube channel. Because, well, I love Instagram and I love Facebook because it's a quick information, right? You just look and they're fun to look at. But I feel that with YouTube, people that are really looking for certain specific information will have the time to spend and listen to the whole recording. And you can give so much information there. You can teach people actually, and give them an idea of what they need to do when they want to buy a house or when they want to sell a house, for instance. I think that today it's so important to have social media for your business. It's great already on the personal level because you get to see your friends, you get connected, stay connected with friends and family from everywhere in the world. But it's just an important thing today.
Well, I'm glad you brought up YouTube, and I'm glad you're active on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube Live. I'll throw a quick plug in there for us. Like us, follow us. You'll get notifications when we go live. But it is, I think I learned this from Lyndon, it is the second largest search engine in the world next to Google. And when you're talking about service media and how that applies to YouTube, you're absolutely right, Regina. You can put videos out there on how to buy a home and what to look for. And you can absolutely teach people because people do go to YouTube specifically to seek out the knowledge. Mm-hmm. Instagram, yeah, you can learn some stuff there, but YouTube seems like it's more of a repository for, learning. Now, not everything's right on YouTube, just like, the internet isn't always right. But I can tell you, I've gotten a lot accomplished on home projects and things like that. I've also screwed a lot of stuff up on home projects through YouTube, but that's usually not a fault of whoever put out the video. It's usually a fault of my own. But there's a ton of learning that you can do on YouTube. So
I love the fact when you go on YouTube and you learn how to do something, and then you're doing it, and then you see the next video. It's like, no, that's not the right way to do it. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah. I wish they had some way to filter which way is the wrong way, so you don't have to find out the hard way. But usually, I mean, if they can show that they've gone all the way through a project and it was successful, cool. I usually buy that. But
well, I think too, when you talk about, one of the things Lyndon had mentioned was when you're talking about creating content to help people, like a lot of us, one of the reasons we do what we do, we all in different industries, but we all like helping people. So if you can put out content that creates that empathy, and you show that you understand what they're going through and that you can help them with a problem, they're going to remember you a lot more than if you're just trying to tell them something. So if you can actually provide some value, sort of in advance, you're like, hey, this guy's already demonstrating me how to do something. Maybe I'm going to turn to him next time I need help. It's like even if you're talking about the house value, you're showing them tips on what they need to do to sell their house. Oh, that makes sense. I'm going to call Regina because she's already demonstrated that she's able to help me increase my value, or depending on whatever industry you're in. If you can provide that value there and give that away on YouTube, I mean, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that, and I love that thought, Chance. And I think I've looked at it through the perspective of giving, right? Being able to give somebody something. London's used this example before in the past, and I'm going to go back to it because it makes me chuckle, because I'm in the real estate industry. I'm a property management company. I'm a licensed realtor. And he references the realtors that put out on Facebook, all they're doing is posting pictures of a house, and it's whatever, $600,000, come check it out. And that's all they do. Versus what Regina's talking about is she's not selling a house necessarily on social media. She's telling people what to look for when they're purchasing a home. Yeah. And that, like you said, Chance, is extremely more valuable to somebody. Yeah. The only person who's going to look at that post that is just a house, a picture of a house and price, is somebody who's looking to buy a house immediately or sell a house, maybe, who knows. But your audience is like microscopically thin, whereas the approach that Regina talked about and putting educational videos out there, I mean, obviously it's a much wider net. So I love that aspect. Trevor, I think you had something to say on this topic, so I'd love to hear what that is.
With service media is this behind the scenes aspect of it. Being as a real estate agent, I've even seen people, instead of just taking pictures of the home and saying, oh, this is the home, they go in and take it on like a tour in a small kind of clip reeled or posted on YouTube, where they kind of show off what the house looks like, the guts really of the house. And the same thing goes in sports too. Like, people see these players all the time, and that's one thing when I stepped in was people see these players and they just see them as a football player. They don't see them as a person. And so when I stepped in the role, I kind of was like, okay, how can I take people on the journey of behind the scenes and show what these players do on a daily basis, show what these players act like? Because when you guys do go to a Fighters game and you meet some of these players, their personalities are crazy. I mean, they love to have fun, and a lot of people don't get to see that. And so I think the biggest thing with social media is showing that off. Whether that be in sports, in real estate, and life in general. Like, if you look at all these vloggers, the reason why they're so big is because of the fact that people can relate to them. And I think that's the biggest thing, is really just finding the audience and being able to relate to the audience to kind of show off your platform and your brand as a whole.
That's a great point. Relate, resonate, right? So put stuff out there that resonates, that back to that stupid real estate example, picture of a house doesn't resonate with anybody unless they're out looking for a house. Whereas the content I love that example, Trevor, of highlighting the players and what they're doing out on the streets and behind the scenes, because what the Fighters do, Coach Coles, you've done a great job of getting your players involved, not obviously in the community. You guys go on a weekly basis out to the community. The players go out after the games. Yourself, all the players are accessible. They're all right there on the field for all the kiddos to go, shake hands, stand next to, and see just how big these dudes are, and shake hands with them, get autographs, all that stuff. How cool is that as a kid to have that experience? So, Trevor, what you're saying, showing that on social media, talk about the leverage that offers, right? So you don't know necessarily that those kids have that experience unless you're there to see it. But being able to leverage the social media aspect of it to, in some cases, turn it into truly a service media where, hey, these kids are having a great time. And I guarantee those players are having a great time too, because it comes across in their smiles and their energy and everything else. I mean, heck, we've had players on the show here, and they're bringing energy, man. It's awesome. They come on the show and they're bringing energy, and they're bringing insight and everything else, and then they got to go play football. I don't know how they have all that energy, but they're a lot younger than me. But I mean, I think that's an awesome point. And if you think about just the sheer leverage of social media and what you can do to utilize that, not only from a business standpoint, but really putting something out there of help to people, whether it's education or just information, or bringing smiles to people's faces.
I mean, you know, Brian, one of the things, we always talk about what's going on in the community, what's up Frisco, but it always goes back to who are we helping? And, one of the points that Lennon had mentioned was, raising awareness. And a lot of times, we all do in-person network marketing, and, we're either in person or online, we're doing a show like this. I think it's so important to, we do a lot of great of raising awareness. And also one thing, I think it validates, like what I tell people when I'm out meeting them and I say Total Care is doing something for a foundation, or I did something with Hager's Heart. That's validated online because we do have a reel going out about it and stuff. It's actually, we're doing what we say we're doing. And so I think it's a good to always be validating, not just always talking about things you're doing, but you're showing what you're doing, and you've got action, you've got video. I think that helps too. And with social media, able to promote that, I think that all works really, fine tunes with what we're doing here today when we can describe it and then still promote like the event we're promoting at the Rough Riders. We're talking about it now, but we're doing it earlier in the show.
Right. Well, and I'm gonna embarrass Landon and give him a little bit of credit on this topic. I know he didn't create this topic to have us talk about the difference, but I'm gonna just say it out there and put it out there that is essentially what the difference is, right? It's service media. We started this 4.5 years ago, and it's Lennon's idea. But the idea being, okay, let's take networking, let's take it to the next level. And then it evolved, and it started as kind of this small little plant, but now it's evolved into something much bigger, with the community shows. And that's exactly what you're saying, Chance, is, we're out here utilizing social media and several different forms, right? Live stream, radio, podcast, all of it to put the spotlight on business owners, entrepreneurs, Frisco ISD leadership, nonprofits, sports leadership, right? All of those. And it's not about, and it's a unique way to do it, right? It's not just advertising. It's us getting to know each other here online and sharing it with the audience and sharing your stories with the audience. Talk about a unique way to utilize social media and into service media. After today, there's going to be thousands more people who know about Regina. There's going to be thousands more people who know about Trevor and what he does. And they can look up his numbers and what he's done with the Frisco Fighters and see just how big of an impact his work for the Fighters has done for them. So I love that. And I just want to give Lennon some credit because I think, he's done it in, such a unique way. And, we're just running with that ball, and who knows where the goal line, but we're going to keep running towards it. So
I teed that up pretty good.
That was my football analogy. So we're all about the Fighters today. All right. Hey guys, one question I wanted to ask everybody, so we've talked about what service media is and we've given some examples, right? I want to hear from you guys how you've seen it in action. So I just talked about it with the difference. What else have give me some concrete examples of how you've seen it in action. So I throw that question out there and we're going to use that as a little hook. Hold your answers because we do have commercials and we do have support that we need to give to some sponsors. So with that, we're going to come back on the backside of the commercial break and talk about specific examples. It'll get you off the hook and give you a little bit more bonus time to think about it. So with that, go ahead and hit it, Lenny.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus. Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending. Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers. Ethan Donovan with Donovan Creative Agency. Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. Chance Post, with Total Care ER and Total Care Networking. Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, Head Coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena football team. And by Bethany Rowan, Realtor with Rowan Homes. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference.
All right, welcome back. Good to see Bethany's ad in there. Bethany will be on the show next week. She is our newest co-host, and look forward to having her join the rotation of co-hosts. And she has a wonderful story as well. So she'll get to tell that next week, and then she'll be joining the rotation of co-hosts. So great to see her, and hopefully she's watching. What's up, Bethany? All right, with that being said, coming back on the topic of leveraging social media for service media. And what I asked before the break was, I'd like to hear from you guys some concrete examples of how you've seen it out there, whether you've done it yourself or whether you've seen it and been like, damn, that's a damn good idea. Kind of like what Trevor alluded to earlier, how do I lift and shift that? That's a great idea. So I'll just throw it out there. Regina, I'll start with you ladies first on this one. Do you have any specific examples of this that you'd want to call out?
Well, I don't know if this is the right answer, but
There is no wrong answer.
Okay, so being in real estate, I love seeing different cities and see what each city provides for people. So I like the idea of showcasing each city every time. So in my YouTube videos, I will show parts of the city, parts of some communities, some parks, to give people an idea of what each city offers. Yeah, I love that. So
Yeah, that's great.
My project now.
You get a check mark for a correct answer. No, I love that. That's a great idea, and it goes back to that education factor, especially from folks moving in from out of town who have no idea what Texas is. So I think that's a perfect example right there. What about you guys, Trevor? What about you? What have you implemented? I guess since you're in the profession, what have you implemented, and then what have you seen that just kind of wowed you?
First off, I want to say that answer was awesome. That's a very, very cool way of showing off not just what you're showing, but the thing as a whole. So I think that was a really cool and well put answer. I think a project that I'm working on right now and that we've been implementing with the fighters is we have been working hand in hand with a YouTuber by the name of Eli Mack. So Eli is very, very familiar with the kids. Kids love Eli. I mean, Eli can walk down the street and kids will come up and run and take selfies with him. He's just known in the kid community. So 2 years ago, he showed up to our tryouts and he basically was like trying out for the team. And we didn't even know who this kid was. I obviously was not with the team, so I didn't really know much about him, but he showed up to the tryouts this year and Dre actually put him on the practice squad. So with that, he kind of helps us out with our videos. And that's what I implemented, Pass the Sticks. So Pass the Sticks is a video game Madden series where the players will sit down on an interview type style and play with Eli as he's a big Madden YouTube creator. So he has like almost 800K from playing Madden on YouTube. So we partnered with him and kind of brought him in to where he plays Madden with our players, interviews them about their lives while our fans and his fans get to know these players. So it was kind of like a cool way of really showing off who these players are without really doing the, well, tell us your name, the boring stuff. Like these players get to watch and these kids get to watch our players play Madden against Eli. And if they win, one of our players pied Eli in the face. So there's always that kind of I'm trying to think of the word here, but the juice at the very end to where they're like, oh, okay, we get to see Eli get pied in the face. Of course we're going to watch. Mm-hmm. But that was just kind of a cool way of incorporating an interview style to where people can get to know these players, but at the same time, we keep it creative and fun.
That's awesome. And so I haven't seen those, but I have seen some of the shorts and reels of your players that since you're affiliated with the Stars, you give them different jerseys or show them different logos of hockey teams, and they have to name who they are. And that's always a good one because, I mean, I'm a huge hockey guy, so I look at it, I'm like, oh, you don't know that one? But when I put myself in their shoes, like, shit, they're football players, and they're probably from, somewhere down south, so where there's not as much hockey. So I get a kick out of those. But I love that creative content that you guys do. That's awesome.
Well, leaning into that, actually, you asked too, on top of that, like, what have you seen that you like? So that idea actually originated from, I don't know if you guys saw the Tennessee Titans schedule release. So last year when they released their schedule, they went on Nashville, like Broadway, and asked people if they could name these NFL logos. And I mean, there's tons of people there. So some are going to be able to name the logos and some aren't. So they made it their schedule release, and people were saying the Atlanta Falcons were like the Ball Hawks or just some dumb stuff. And then they would put up the logo and then put the title up. So I was like, okay, how can I make a spin off of that? So that's, kind of what you were saying earlier, how you look at content. I look at content and I'm always thinking of how we can do it because, that idea blew up. So, that's the biggest thing, is being able to, look at content, not just at the piece of content, but looking at it as like, what can I do here?
I've got the obvious cheesy answer, Brian. If you want, if no answers are incorrect.
Well, for you, Chance, there might be incorrect answers, but I'll get out my cheese grater and let's see.
So, well, I just had one thing, and I'm kind of, I like it when Lyndon puts a bug in my ear, but when we go out, we do a lot of, we want to promote stuff and we're promoting others. One of the subtle things that we did was we did hire a content person, but we also, let's say we're going to go out and do like Habitat for Humanity. We don't promote ourselves, but what we've done is put every one of our people in a certain shirt or something like that. It's sort of subtle without screaming total care. But, you see, we've got a special volunteer shirt made that says maybe some scripture on it and something that's brand new. So we're not going to go out there and scream about us, but we're going to be behind the scenes quietly wearing our little T-shirt so that there's a little bit of the content piece. There's a little something in there, but it's not so in your face. So I thought that was a little bit clever of what our new content person's doing. So we're not screaming it, but we're being subtle, but we're really promoting another good cause.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, Chance, I'll give you a check mark as well. That was well done.
That wasn't my idea, but that's what we get hired. You get these young guys on here like Trevor; they can help you.
No doubt, that's what we need. We need the guys who are adept at social media. Coach Cole, do you have anything that you've seen recently that caught your attention?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about now not self-promoting, but I'm going to promote the fighters here. I think when you talk about service media, to me, the whole idea of it is your mission statement come to life, right? Anybody can go to your website and read your mission statement, but I think when it comes to social media, that's a time where you can actually show people in real time who you are and what your company believes in. So I think for us, one thing that we do, and it's actually Matthew England who puts this together with the fighters, every week, every home game, we work with a nonprofit. So we don't benefit from that in any other way besides helping that company accomplish whatever it is that they do for the Frisco community. And one of the things in our mission statement is to be Frisco's team. So, just being able to give back to somebody else that's trying to make our community better. We don't get any tickets from that. We don't earn any revenue. That's just something that we believe in our mission statement. Whether we win a game or lose, that's something that we're going to do. So I'm proud of us for doing that as an organization. And in turn, it helps us be more well-known in the community for being helpers and being people who give back and not just the football team.
Great answer. Love it.
Yeah, love that. Love that. I was thinking through some things that, probably everybody has seen as they scroll through. And those are some of those inspirational posts where you've got the nice inspirational music in the background. Lennon sent me one yesterday that, and I'm not going to tell all the details of what the actual post was, but it was a parody on one of those inspirational posts, but it made me think. So we were chuckling about it earlier, but it made me think about the inspirational posts that you see, and some of them are bogus, right? Some of them are like, okay, seen there, been there, done that. But I've seen some for very specific causes, right? Mental health and, quitting drinking or getting off of drugs and stuff like that, where people are posting not really because they're trying to make money. I'm sure there's people, advertisers approach them and things like that, but if they have a big enough following, but their whole reason for putting those posts out were that specific purpose, whether it was helping people get off drugs or helping people with mental health issues and things like that. And I never really thought about the fact that, man, I'm coming across this on social media. How many people does this reach? Like thousands, and way more than you could do, just before, let's rewind 20 years ago before social media. You could never do that. So that's what, I thought about that as Len and I were joking around about the fake inspirational posts that he sent me. But it got me thinking about, okay, all these inspirational posts, while some of them are bogus, some of them have real far-reaching and deep, great causes. So that I just wanted to add that in there because I had a chuckle earlier about what we were talking about, and it made me actually think seriously for a minute.
I don't know how close we are to break, because I was gonna try to throw a teaser out there, because we are at a time, and maybe I think it is if it's break time we can tease it, but there's something that I can tell everybody that's pretty important.
Well, tease it. So we do need to take a break. So go ahead, we'll tease it.
When we come back, I'll give you guys a really good antidote about the social media.
All right. Well, with that, let's hit the commercial break. I'm eager to hear what you have to say.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
And now,
are you ready?
Rapid fire.
All right, welcome back. We are going to do rapid fire, but we're going to hold off on that until we hear from Chance, who teased out.
All right, so I was kind of teasing because what we've been talking about today, and I think Trevor will back me up on this. And it was not for me, but Gary Vee was talking about the whole fact that you can get on social media right now, basically for free, and gain organic growth and organic followers, and then make a lot of money. I'm assuming make a lot of money or make good money. And that time, this is a time that we live in. That is probably not going to always be the case. So, the whole thing is you need to be out here doing what we're doing right now. We're on the cutting edge with this show, but it's at some point they're going to figure out you're going to be paying for everything you do.
It's a good point. Just like any other market dynamic, right? Things will even out, and enough people will jump into an opportunity to make it not be as lucrative. So yeah, that's a good warning, I guess. The old fear of missing out, FOMO.
That's right. Get in now.
Get in now while the iron's hot. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that, Chance. Well, it's a good foreboding warning. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hop on the rapid fire segment. So this is the segment of the show where I'm going to fire out a question to you guys, and you have to answer it fairly quickly. And if you don't, you're going to get buzzed and bonged. If you offer, there it is, boom, you'll get buzzed like that. If you offer a really inspiring or awesome answer, you may get some cheers, or we may have to dive a little deeper to find out what the heck you're talking about. So with that, I'm going to give you an easy softball question to start with, and that is your bed currently made? Chance, we'll start with you. I'm going to go counterclockwise.
It's a no.
It's a no. All right. Well, you can't win every day. Regina, what about you?
Yes, every day.
Every day. I like it. That is your daily win. If you can make your bed, it's one thing accomplished. Coach Coles, what about you?
Yes.
All right. Good deal. Trevor?
Yeah, no.
That's a no answer.
It depends on the day. Today,
okay.
No.
Today, it's not currently made. Well, today's also a good day to crawl right back into it because it's shitty and rainy out. So mine is currently made today, but I wouldn't mind crawling back in there. All right. So that was your easy one. Here's a little bit of a soul searcher. Maybe reveal a little bit of something about yourself. Have you ever stolen anything? Trevor, we'll go counterclockwise. You first.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. You don't have to say what it is, but.
I mean, if bubble gum counts, then sure.
Yeah, anything counts. Absolutely.
Yeah, then
Coach
yes.
Coles?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Regina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Chance?
Yes.
All right. It's good to see you. Me too. So good to see we're all a show of criminals. London, have you stolen anything in your past? I guess no answer means yes. He's guilty.
I had to unmute. Yes, I have.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, it's unanimous. We are a show of criminals. That's good to see. We all like to stick together, apparently. All right. Since we've got the ACM Awards in town this week and it's going on live tonight, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite genre of music? Chance, we'll start with you.
I love new country. I like the Morgan Wallen and the Post Malone stuff. That new song. That's cool stuff.
Okay, cool. Regina?
I love country too.
All right. We got 2 country fans. Greg?
Hip hop for me.
Cool. Trevor?
I'm an old country, like George Strait, all them. I love old country.
Cool. I like it. Well, I do enjoy country music. I like it. I'm with you, Dre. Hip hop. I was listening to that in high school, so I'll go with that one. All right. What about what's y'all's favorite sandwich? Trevor?
I like it basic: ham, cheese, and pickles, and Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know.
Okay. It's unique. Greg?
Philly cheesesteak.
That was mine.
Well, you can have
French dip for me. I'm a high tone kind of guy.
All right, Regina's got Philly cheesesteak as well. Chance, what did you say?
Yeah.
French dip.
French dip. Okay. Well, for me, it's pretty easy. It's a Portillo's Italian beef sandwich with hot peppers. Any day, all day, every day, I would go. Landon, what about you, buddy?
Ice cream sandwich.
That's good. I like that. Yeah, and if I put that in play, I kind of have to.
Yeah, I would put that down as number 1, I guess.
Yeah, that's thinking outside the box. That's creativity.
The
I like
cookie, the cookie ice cream cookie sandwich.
All right, next question. And this one, it kind of gets back to the topic of the month, and that's utilizing social media for service media. So if you could, and Trevor, you kind of mentioned this earlier, but if you could collaborate with any celebrity, social media icon, whoever it may be, on your podcast, assuming you have one, who would it be? And real quick, why? So Trevor, go for it. You go first.
That's kind of hard. I kind of like, I might have to take the comedian route. There's this really big guy that's been kind of like blowing up on TikTok, and his name's Sketch. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but I think he's hilarious. Yeah, I would definitely collaborate with him. I think it would do really well, and he knows the idea of social media, so definitely probably Sketch.
Okay, I like it. Coach Coles?
For me, it would be Jay-Z. Always been a big fan of his music. Similar backgrounds and stories, and would love to have that conversation.
Cool. Regina, what about you?
Well, there is this little girl, Brazilian girl. She speaks, of course, in Portuguese. It's, I forgot her name, but I follow her. She's so cute. She must be 3 or 4 years old, but she speaks like an old lady, like she's 50 years old. And she has a very good sense of a salesperson. So she's when she's playing like a shoe store, she's trying to sell things. And she speaks like a grown-up, like, oh my gosh. And,
All right, I like it.
This one.
Very good. I like it. Chance, what about you?
You know what? I would like to collaborate with Mr. Beast and Jimmy, whatever his name is, but does all the number one YouTuber and all the videos. He's got a lot of psychology behind what he does. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but there's a few books just about him, like the psychology of the way he promotes himself and what he's doing and the beliefs he has in himself. It's pretty inspiring when you look at his story.
Got it. Well, I like it. Well, hey, guys, I hate to do this, but we're up against the clock here. We are done. So what I want to do is make sure that everybody knows who you are and how to get a hold of you and what you do. I've had a really great time meeting you guys, guests, Regina and Trevor. Thank you for being on the show today. It was great to meet you guys. Love the insights. This was truly educational. That's part of the benefit I have is every week I get to learn something new. So thanks for sharing your insights with me and with our audience. With that, Regina, I'm going to let you go first. Just tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. And we'll go around you first, and Trevor, and we'll do our co-hosts, and then I'll sign off.
So my name is Regina Bumagny. I'm with Coldwell Banker in Frisco. And if people have more questions, just send me an email to regina.bumagny. Maybe you can write it down somewhere at cbrealty.com. And it was my pleasure. Do you want me to write it?
Nope, it's on the bottom of the screen. That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And it was my pleasure to meet each one of you and get to know you a little bit.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for being on the show. It was our pleasure. Trevor, you go ahead.
I'm Trevor Lyons. I'm the marketing coordinator for the Frisco Fighters and the Comerica Center. And if you would like to reach out, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can reach out to me at tlyons@dallasstars.com.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. Coach Coles, go ahead.
My name is Andre Coles, head coach of the Frisco Fighters indoor football team. Tune in to us this Saturday up in Green Bay at 3 p.m. I can be reached, Andre Coles, on any social media platform or acoles@dallasstars.com.
Thank you, sir. Chance, go for it.
Chance Post, Total Care, c.post at totalcare.us. Great being on with you guys. I feel like I'm on with celebrities today, so it was awesome. Thanks.
That's right. That's how we roll. And I am Brian Poduska, the host of the Community Difference Frisco show, also own a property management company called Real Property Management Focus, where we focus on your real estate investments. Check us out, www.realpmfocus.com. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Try to stay dry today. Stay safe this week and enjoy the ACM show. Go Fighters. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus, Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending. Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers. Ethan Donovan with Donovan Creative Agency. Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. Chance Post with Total Care ER and Total Care Networking. Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, Head Coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena football team. And by Bethany Rowan, Realtor with Rowan Homes. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference.